You better not, because I'm trying to end the
You're in
slaughterhouses.
federal prison.
You're gonna have to go to San
Man, this
Bernardino and do that
nigga,
shit. They got
yeah,
more farms
he's
out
like,
there
look,
anyway.
where am I at?
Mm.
You
Mm.
done got shot by the police, by the security guard.
Kick you out of whole LA, man. You got to be
Really?
careful out there.
Yeah, bro.
Got to be careful and safe. You
But
ain't
did you
getting
guys see
yeah.
that Riff Raff music video that he made with AI?
Riff Raff.
Yeah, you
Let
know
me
Riff
see.
Raff.
Yeah, let me see. Riff Raff
Look it up.
video with AI. Riff Raff
No,
video
look
with
it up.
AI.
It's called Rick Owens.
It's
Riff
called
Raff, Rick Owens.
Riff
Tiptoe
Raff
and Rick
Rick
Owens.
what?
Tiptoe and Rick Owens.
Riff Raff tiptoeing.
Rick Owens.
Oh, okay, here you go, right here. Okay.
No, just
I got
watch
it.
it. I gotta watch it with you. Hold on, fuck. This shit is too next level. It'll enlighten you.
I'm on live, so I can't play it, but I'm watching it though.
I'm watching behind the scenes.
He did
Allegedly.
he did a whole AI a month.
For the
Dang.
people out there watching. Dale D'Antoni was tripping.
Oh wow. It came out dope though.
Yeah.
Cameron. It's the AI memes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is lit. That's a visual experience right there, bruh.
This is a mushroom tip.
Yeah. That's how I be too. You know, you know what I had to go back and watch that had me tripping. I ain't seen in a long time. That Assassin's Creed.
Is that the one where they take him out and put him on a DMT drip IV in the desert?
Something like that. They where he
It's like
had
they're out
like the
there in a
video game,
laboratory.
like the video game, the Assassin's Creed
Like it's
video
a
game.
video game in the movie. I think.
Yeah, and like he went, yeah, they put him, they put him on the little drip to do him in because he got called a murder beef. What's up with it, Huey? He called wait, what's that? Oh, Haley. What's up, Haley? He called a he got sentenced with a murder and like basically they gave him the lethal injection. But when he woke up in this place to where they was trying to have him find the apple and shit from Adam and Eve. And the shit was like it was like a mushroom DMT experience though. Cause certain shit that was happening, I said, "Damn!" I said, they was like sending him back into like his past lives to try to find that apple, and like it was a dope movie. I forgot what happened that had me like tripping out, cause I fell asleep. I fell asleep after a while. My bad. My bad.
I was laid up in here like Big Worm.
He said I was laid up like Big Worm. I couldn't watch the whole thing, bro. I was burnt after we got off the live. I was so burnt, but I still stayed up for a couple hours though. But, but yeah, this riff raff video is dope though, Theo. This is nice. I like how he did
It
that.
opened my mind to the possibilities. Yeah.
Yeah, the possibilities of AI. AI is dope. If you using it,
AI is actually dope,
yeah, it is.
but yeah. But it's
Everything,
really like how you use it.
yeah, because it's like everything that the mind can think of, AI can make possible, like a movie.
But it's like, yeah, AI doesn't really have anything it wants to think of. So it's like, if you just leave it up to AI,
AI can
AI
do it.
doesn't need it. But
Yeah,
yeah, if it does it for us, we can do it.
Yeah, leave it. He got all different people in here. Sukiana and Jordan and the mask. It just kind of keeps changing and switching.
Yeah, it's
Transformers,
crazy.
Voltron. Look at that. That's crazy. Yeah, that's wild. This type of stuff, Just Ty gonna be doing with AI.
Gotta be.
Like exactly. You know, people scared of AI and shit. They so scared of AI. They like AI is gonna destroy everything. It's like that's what they said
But it's
about.
really just gonna help like disabled children.
That's it. That's all it's gonna do is just go help disabled
And then we're
children.
not gonna die. Except the robots will become like overthrow the human government, but that's another story.
That's a whole nother story.
That's Terminator and then the Matrix and then but that's another story. And that's Blade Runner.
Yeah, the AI is actually a beautiful thing. It's gonna help with a lot of different stuff. The
Yeah.
mushrooms is AI, but nobody wants to say that.
Yeah, our body is already in a weird way AI. Everything is AI except there's one like extra person in the room, except the thing that's in the room is no thing.
It's
So it's
no
like
thing.
makes no sense. How the one thing that has personality has no personality.
Hey, that's the one
Yeah.
thing you can't tell people that's like alive is that nothing really exists. You're really nothing. You can't say that. Like they like pinch themselves. They look at you and go, "How could you even say something like that?"
And they think like a concept of nothing. It's kind of like a reaction the mind has, I think, for the concept of reality and nothingness. Because
Yeah,
it's like it tries to tap into the memory that it can't remember, which is before birth or supposedly birth.
and then
And
on
it's
top
like,
of on top of that, they go, well, I've been trying to. I know I'm somebody because I've been trying to prove that I'm somebody for a long time now."
no, you're a particle situation. You're an organism, but
Organ
somebody that smells like somebody. Got that essence smelling around.
somebody that smells like somebody that looks like somebody else. It's like, hey, it's amazing though. Like once you start, you get into that fractal flow of life, and you see life like kind of going and being all these things, and it's like almost like a current of water that's running over the land, and it's just like kind of running over everything. Things that can't run over it go around, but it's just flowing. And it's like life is doing that same flow, just flowing in every direction. Because I was thinking about this, like which direction is life not flowing in?
Yeah.
It's flowing up, it's flowing down, it's flowing left, it's flowing right, it's flowing in circles,
That's
it's
that
flowing
perfect balance.
diagonally.
Going in, out, every direction at the
What's
same
up there,
time.
Speaks? Yeah, every direction at the same time, and it's going, and it's like it's weird because you can't stop it. Even though we try to stop it because we go, life ain't supposed to flow over there, and life is
Like
like,
by the time I got used to this is happening now.
like life's supposed to flow everywhere. It's gonna continue to flow everywhere. It's not gonna never stop flowing everywhere. Like this is what life does. It flows in every direction, even in Rance's direction, pushing him up out of Disneyland and stuff.
Yeah, like sometimes it has a current. Get caught in that current, blown up out of Disneyland. Apparently,
He said, "Oh, good looking out, Master Creator." He said, "Every direction that we can see for the moment." For the moment. Hey, I was thinking about that too, there's Peace. I was basically going, dang, okay. What would life be if like we couldn't actually see it? Like would it still be happening if we didn't have the eyesight to see it? If we didn't have the senses to smell it, to taste it, to hear it, like would it still be happening?
But I think it is the thing that we're talking about, which is life, which is like self-expansion, the ultimate form of expansion, expression of all possibilities. So it's like the thing itself is already
It's already just doing.
perceiving all itself in a way. Like,
It's doing. Life is making all the ideas. It's making the shit, and it doesn't stop though. Like it don't pause. It don't wait for nobody. Like life won't wait for you. Okay, it won't wait for you to understand it. It don't care if you understand it or not. It doesn't care. Doesn't care. Do you understand it? Yeah, to a certain extent, but it doesn't
and you
care.
can
Life don't
call
care if you
something
understand it or not.
like some parts of life, like we create like work and whatever it is, like some game that we made up or sport. We could be like, oh, I can't make it to the game today, but
Yeah,
it's
I
like
can't make it.
you can't just be like life, I can't make it, or you can't be like, oh wait, tell them to wait there at the field and I'll be there in a little while. You'd be like, tell my grandparents to
You
wait,
said
or
damn
tell my
straight,
friends
huh?
No
to
life,
wait.
they gotta wait until I roll the dice.
Now life wants you to ball out. I ain't gonna hold you. Life wants you to ball out. Life is like ball out. It don't matter what you balling on. Ball the fuck out and stop playing. Okay, have fun with it.
Yeah.
Shit.
Exactly why I jumped on the podcast. Howdy
Ball
do,
out with
y'all.
it. You feel me? Yeah, all
I
these
don't
people
know,
trying to stop you from just being you. Why? And that's the. I think that's one of the fascinating parts is that it seemed like everything is trying to stop you from being you or what you think you are. It's like don't be that. Don't be you. What are you doing? Like you can't ride a skateboard over here. You can't ride it like that. You got to do it like this. Like it's like what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Think
That's
about.
part of the game. Remember Morpheus was walking
He
around with
said,
Dio?
"God
It
damn, it's
wasn't
not."
a paranoid thing. It was just showing what's going on for a bit. At
Oh,
least at that
that they
part in the
don't
game
exist.
on episode 1 of The Matrix.
Yeah, there's P said, think about the light spectrum. I don't know if we said it like that in English. It's not because there is some light that we can't see that they don't exist.
Man, my body is made of gamma rays. Well, sorry, I'm playing. I had another joke at it, but yeah, I know what he's talking about. Seeing the gamma, not being able to see gamma rays, and we only see the visible spectrum. He's saying,
I think so. I
yeah,
think
we really do though. We
we
only see like the electromagnetic spectrum that makes the colors of the rainbow. But even how scientists like observe telescopes and stuff, they observe in the gamma rays and stuff because the light travels differently and that the telescopes can pick it up. And that's why when they put together the pictures, they look different than just with the naked eye. And they say we pieced this together from the data and stuff like
don't they
that.
put the colors in those pictures though?
Yeah, they add that part too so that we can think of how it will look to our normal eyes. Converted it with
It's,
gamma rays and stuff.
so basically, it's not real. That's what you're saying. Like it's real, but
it's
it's not
flat earth.
real.
It don't it's frequency.
Yeah,
It exists, but it's not real.
yeah, it exists, but it's not real. So it's like this is what the pitch. This is what it should look like if we was actually looking at it with our own eyes.
If I
Type
was on
shit.
acid, that's what
Yeah.
it looked like. If I could breathe
Yep.
in a vacuum, it's not a vacuum.
This is it. If it wasn't it when it was it, or what it should be it, and it's like, wait, what?
Yeah. So the
Truly
best
is.
thing they really get from it is knowing what kind of elements are in there. Cause like each element has its own signature it gives. I was gonna say radio decay, but it's some other term for it. So they able to say like if a star got a bunch of helium or the elements and stuff. And but as for making pictures, is all artist rendition.
It's like I think the amazing part of life is how how they say you create your reality. Like reality is already here, but the way your brain put it together is something totally different than what it actually is, almost to me. Like it's like the brain can
Yeah,
put it
it's
together
like,
the way that it wants. That's why
because in
Yeah.
a way,
animated
all the
movie
things
arts
putting
was
together
a
is
good
a
example
bunch.
of power.
It's
Thinking
putting
for
together a
yourself,
bunch of
which
people that can
the
also
others
put something
thought
together.
was blasphemy. And doing Nabi said that's why the animated movie arts was a good example of the power of thinking for yourself, which the others thought was blasphemy. In doing so, he saved them from all be yourself. Did that? Yeah, yeah. A lot of stuff was that be making me laugh though, not because a lot of stuff was blasphemy. I said when I seen the chocolate thing, that shit just had me dying laughing. They said chocolate was evil. I said, oh my god. I said back in the days they was making
Oh,
anything
yeah,
evil.
you got too happy off that stuff. What's going on with the what's going on? And it came from another country, the cacao leaves and stuff.
Yeah, and
It
and
looks like an alien pod,
and
and
Theo
it
the
has
one
that.
who brought it to him.
Well, it had theobromine in it. They named it
Theo,
after that because they made me in its likeness. I
the
didn't
movie
think that.
arts. Oh, Ants. Oh, okay, yeah. The movie Ants. Okay. All right, but I'm live right now.
Ants was like a bad acid trip version of Bug's Life. Unpopular take.
Okay.
It was the black. It was the black people of
Turn up for me now.
Bug's Life was
What
white
it
people.
was?
Yeah, I can stay here longer.
I don't even remember that movie.
You remember Bugs Life.
Back to fighting. But I will show you the true world of fishing.
Okay. Okay, Blake.
There's an
I'm sorry, brown
All right,
skin
why your blanket
scale
wet?
people.
Yeah,
They
Ants.
call them crickets in that world, bro.
Ants was with the one curly haired dude, huh? That married the young Asian girl. His his adopted daughter. I forgot homeboy name. Yeah, him and his wife adopted adopted a girl, and then she grew up and he married her.
Yeah, I think that used to happen a lot more back in the day, just not in America. Because
I was
Elon Musk,
wondering why
I
folks
found
say
out he
this is
he
not
married
subject.
he had a
Just wondering.
kid with his
Brandon,
ex-wife's
Kansas,
um
Friday.
his ex-wife's daughter.
Come on.
So it wasn't his daughter, but it was the ex-wife's daughter. I was like, huh?
What?
Man,
That's
yeah,
a
that
check
should be
with the
crazy.
mafia
Elon Musk or
shit.
Elon Musk's dad.
No offense,
I
I
heard
don't
his dad
actually.
did something like that.
Elon
That's
Musk.
some
Dad.
Illuminati.
He said, I was wondering, this is not a question. Oh, yeah, Woody Allen. That's who it was. Woody Allen. He played that one ant that was, He said, but what does one of your friend in your became schizophrenic or totally crazy because of psychedelics? A lot of people, I think, that became crazy because of psychedelics, they was already crazy. They just was hiding it. Okay?
Yeah.
And then they take the psychedelics and the psychedelics open it back up and bring it all the way out. The psychedelics bring
And I
it all
think
the way
that's
out.
That's how psychedelics like heal some certain things. Sometimes it brings it more intense.
Yeah, it brings
As
it
you
to the
see it.
forefront. It
And
brings
if you
it to
don't do the part, it could just make some shit go crazy.
yeah, because they, like when they was talking to you at times and they was like flicking and doing certain stuff, you knew they was flicked that you just didn't want to accept it. But then when you take the psychedelics and they come all the way out, you say, okay, yeah, I wasn't tripping. I wasn't tripping. Yeah, they is crazy. But it's all right. It's all right, though. Some people just crazy. Some people just crazy. That's just what it is. Elon's father had a child with his stepdaughter. What?
That's what I just
That's
said.
what, yeah, Ty just said that.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
hey,
still, bro, what?
shouldn't have done that fire and mushroom range. Oh yeah, he said like he had to bring up Black Wolf, huh? When Black Wolf took the mushrooms and he had to get the catheter. Hey, no, but I'm telling you, back in the days, I used to tell motherfuckers, man, because motherfuckers was like, man, yeah, you gotta take 5 grams, you gotta take 15 grams, you gotta take 10 grams. And I'm like, man, everybody, that's not for everybody. Don't play into this psychedelic warfare. Okay, that's what I'm gonna call it.
Nah,
Psychedelic
some of the
warfare.
homies would.
Yeah,
You
plus
see, I can
he
see
took
it.
that MAOI inhibitor, right? Like
Yeah,
a ton load of it or
Bro,
some stuff like that.
yeah. Took that
me and the homies would be
MAOI.
like pure
Inhibitor.
Jedi. We'd be like purely having the most fun off a high dose, and someone else who took like 1 gram would be like crossing their eyes, like fully gone. And it would be scary. Like you see the mole person or the insectoid in their eye, they're just like on a different species type of tip. Like it was scary back in the day.
I don't mean to laugh, but it is funny though. I ain't gonna lie, because you tell the
Why are you
motherfucker, "Hey
laughing?
man, look, you don't have to take that much," and they be listening to somebody else going, "Well, no, I'm trying to see." Okay, all right, you
I
gonna
wanna
see
what
all
they
right.
thought.
Yeah, you gonna fucking see all right. You gonna see. You wish you was back here. Okay.
With that attitude.
It's like they see it, but they be like, okay, turn it off. But
Turn it off.
once you see,
Yeah.
you gotta go through the whole journey before
Yeah.
it turns off by itself.
You can't.
It's
That's
turn
like
it
what the
off.
bad trip is, basically. It's like once you realize you can't turn it off, the bad trip, if you don't accept it right there, it just starts amplifying.
Yeah.
It's like watching somebody like an apprentice and somebody in an apprenticeship and say they like working on some electricity stuff and they, man, I got this, I've seen it before. They just said do this. I'm gonna do it just like no, if you just do it like this, and you're like, no, and then you see them get shocked, but then they
Yeah.
learn something in the process.
Mickey
Oh,
Mouse
Mamma Mia.
Fantasia. Mickey Mouse Fantasia. You feel me? He had the whole room going crazy. He didn't know what to do and shit. The mops it was leaking too much water, all type of shit. But that's why I say, bro, you gotta fucking be careful when you diving in. Like, especially if you're not an experienced diver, take your time. Don't be trying to just push yourself out there. You know, like you can't. Everybody can't just go all the way out in the water because everybody can't swim.
Or if
You're
you
only
see
doing
it-
it for the reason of your own exploration.
Yeah, and what's up with it, Awoken? Well, and I don't know if they take it as a joke or whatever the fuck. You try to prove themselves being bad or being good or whatever the fuck ever, bro. That shit will throw your ass out there with no life raft.
But then it's like you're trying to do something you don't even know what it is until you do it, and that shit's crazy because they're like, I wanted to do this. I'm trying to be bad. This isn't even good or bad at this point.
I'm trying to see entities. I want to see God. I want to meet all these entities too. And it's like, man, them entities will take
Then you meet this entity in there, Sharquisha in there, and it's like a 5-headed DMT fucking wizard lizard, and you're like, did I want to meet this? No.
Remember
I did not
shit.
want to go there.
The dude on the DMT, the reptilian just took it from him. He couldn't even do nothing. They asked him what happened. I ain't telling y'all shit. Just let me up out of here. I don't even want to tell my trip story. What the fuck? Like, man, what y'all got me? What kind of freaky shit y'all got going on up here? You don't want to get lost like that, bro. He said, "Be
But
down
that's
every
what just
time
make
I
it
took
fun, the
something.
funny stories.
Go for a skit,
Because then that's
but
when the
always
alien
come back
gets right.
clean.
Oh
That's
man,
crazy. Me too.
these people from Earth Dimension 452 just keep on popping up, not prepared,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
screaming. Like, come on, we was trying to put our kids to sleep.
hey, there's P said. He said every time he said me now every time I took something, I go full schizo, but I always come back clean. That's crazy. Hey, bro, when you go full schizo, that shit be wow. It be the funniest thing. I ain't gonna hold you because one time I know I was full schizo because I was hearing sounds from all different types of places, like weird sounds, like like all these different things, bro. And I'm going, what the fuck? Like I'm just looking around everywhere. And then when I close my eyes, like every time I hear a sound, it would be my face to come in and go. It was like it was me, and I'm going, what the fuck? I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
For real, bro.
and that has to do a lot with our culture too. Just like I don't know what I'm really speaking about, but how a person attitude would say, "Hey, I want to see this. I want to see that." Like, what is the it's a thought process that's behind our feelings that's actually is correlated to life, like how you can dive deeper into a motivation that one personally has to do something, and
Yeah.
not to like beat up the person or beat up yourself, say I'm not supposed to do it, but those processes can be div- can be separated for a bit instead of having an overarching to like
Yeah, yeah.
going
And I
on, because
think
culture plays a part.
like I think you are schizo in the fact you just don't like you just a calculated schizo. Like
Yeah,
you
that's why I was going into our culture.
yeah.
Our culture in here says a lot of is schizophrenic, or oh, you heard this, it must have been a demon, or oh, you must have did something wrong, like you gonna have trouble sleeping tonight.
Yeah, because like if you think about it, Ty, like have you ever thought about like say if you got in a situation or you was about to do something and you heard all the different people that told you that wasn't the right thing to do. Like you can like literally hear your mom going, "Nah, you shouldn't do that, son." Or you can hear your dad going, that might not be the right decision. You hear all these different ones that you hear it from their point of view. You play it within yourself and you make the right decision. But it's like you are kind of crazy, but you just don't want to accept it, okay? Because the different
That's how
ideas.
that's how we were born, though. That's how
Exactly.
we
That's kind of like
internalized language and then externalized it. We was taking in what people was saying, repeating it in our minds, not even knowing what our mind was probably, or how to then say, "Wait, what is this word? Then we got to use this," and then try to mouth stuff off.
Yeah. Yeah, and AR
that's why
says psychedelics
like
bring out everything in your subconscious, but from a different type of perspective, perception, or
It can
language.
be, yeah.
It does
It,
because you store everything there, so it's like yeah. I even had those times where like every thought right that I was thinking, I could actually see where the shit came from, and I can see the person I got that thought or that idea from, and when the thought came into my mind, it came in their voice. So
uh huh.
it was like all my thoughts and all my ideas, none of them were mine. It was like it didn't matter if I was thinking like, okay, I'm gonna go get a cup of water this way. It'll show me the first person I seen get a cup of water, or them saying that they were gonna get a cup of water. If I said, oh, I'm gonna make me a egg sandwich, it'll show me the first person I seen make that type of sandwich, and it'll be their voice saying it though. It would like, and none of them was mine, and I'm like, well, what the fuck? Like, come on now, none of my thoughts is mine. Like, whose are they
Yeah.
then? Oh, okay, yeah, that I got that from Uncle Floyd. Oh, I got that from Uncle Wooty. Oh, yeah, I got that from Kevin. Oh, yeah, I got that from Just Todd.
It was a good time. I was watching. I was on an experience like similar to what you're describing, and it was one time I was watching Jesus and Mero, and the way that they was riffing with the references, and when I was on the come down watching them, I was like, "Yo, I understand like what to even do with what can be done with um all of the things that's going on that you hear when you like jump into those things in your mind, and how to talk out loud and stuff like that. What do we decide to say? How am I deciding to say stuff, or even be like catchy and everything
Yeah,
on that type of level where you can be a comedian or entertainer or just relaxing because you have these thoughts just coming to you, and and no matter how obscure they are, like obscure
like
references.
it's weird, right? Because it's a pattern, and that pattern you can see it in so many different ways. Like say if you listen to musicians, like or actors, like they quote certain the ones that they followed. Like you'll see a comedian go, well, I used to listen to Richard Pryor and Red Fox a lot, and then when you like what's his name? Dang, well I forgot the guy's name, but he be doing all the little impressions and stuff. And
Jay Farrell.
yeah, Jay Farrell. And he do these impressions because these are the people he listened to over time, and he got his jokes and made his jokes and all his stuff behind. So it's like when you think of somebody like doing acting or somebody being a rapper or somebody being a singer, they got theirs from over here. Like Beyonce was singing after all these other singers, Aretha Franklin or whoever it was. I forgot who it was, but we did the same thing coming up, except we just idolized our life behind somebody else that was close to us in the beginning. Like, probably our parents or, or one of our uncles or, a lot of us didn't have fathers, so we had stepfathers. You feel me? Some of us had like 5 or 10 of them. Yeah, like 5 stepdaddies.
Yeah, my mom said I used to come down, turn off all their music.
What?
She said, yeah, I asked her how was I growing up. She said, "Yeah, you kind of grew up in like a boys in the hood kind of situation. I always was having parties, and you had school the next day, and you would come down at like 6, 5 years old and turn off our music and just look at us."
Like, what are y'all doing? Like, what are you guys doing? Y'all down here partying? Like, I know y'all ain't got to do nothing tomorrow, but I got to go to school. But he said, yeah, we're all schizophrenic, which is why our
Yeah,
rational mind thought needs to be muted in maturity.
no, not muted.
He
It's
said
something.
matured. He said
Oh,
matured in
cool.
maturity.
Because it's something that I don't. That is the. I guess we on a podcast. This is Ty, but a lot of times with me growing up, that voice always been there, and that's why I was so drawn to Christianity with and listening to what my grandmama and them was thinking and saying, and it wasn't all just because of what they was saying in the book, because I always had questions about what was in the book, but it was more so of the synchronicities that I was here seeing and the voices and stuff that I would hear in my mind and songs and how people would tend to trying to help themselves or even growing still up in the hood, not so-called help themselves, be out for themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And then playing with that thing like, oh, this is what that voice means in your head. And then other people saying, oh, well, you have voices in your head. You must like listen to this rock music. They talk about those things and about
Yeah.
what they can be saying. And then they say, but then it's still trying to paint a picture because then it's saying, oh, wait, are those voices, are they only fighting against what the other people are saying about what those voices are saying? So now you have demons in your head, but you cool with those demons. And so it's like still a play that I would say under another corporation guise as you take more psychedelics or dive deeper and see what like this conscious game or whatever game is being played in some kind of ways. Cause it's like we're all playing it together.
Yeah, we all playing it together. I didn't
It's
mean to
so many
cut you off earlier,
umbrellas.
Theo. My bad, bro. But Darius P said on
Oh yeah,
salvia.
you good, bro?
He said on salvia. Once I had a trip where I met some doctor, and he told me that I was just following a new rehabilitation program for bad people, and I had to return to our world. Otherwise, I will face real jail. What the hell? What's up? That's on TV. He said, "Are you gonna face? You gonna really go to jail when you get back if you don't get your shit together." You need to get back. So it's a thin line between sanity and insanity, good and evil, mankind's ability to be good and devil. Oh, you God and the devil. Okay, look, that's what Theo. That's what I was tripping off of on damn, what's the movie called? The video game shit I was talking about. Uh, damn, I forgot what it's called, but that was a part of it. Like when they took the little vow and shit, Assassin's Creed movie, Just High, when they took the vow, and he said in the beginning he said like he would go through the darkness basically in order to spread the light, but using the darkness to spread the light type shit. And it was like, it's like kind of like almost like, I don't know. I think sometimes we got good and evil kind of mixed up. I think it's like our own little thing. What's up with it, Shiva?
What up?
What it do? Shiva, what it do?
Yo,
Just listening to your monologue.
Which one?
What are you talking about?
Oh.
Or quasi-log.
Quasi-log. Been to this. It's like 2019, bro. Like that. Oh yeah, good. Yeah, I remember you, bro. Like, we still going. We still going. Yeah, I was tripping off because I went and watched Assassin's Creed again last night. I ain't seen it in so many years. I don't like that, though. I don't like when I go back and I watch these movies and, like, it be almost like, like a psychedelic experience you had and shit. Back when it
I was watching iRobot recently.
Man, that's my favorite movie, Theo. Why you go there? You know how many times I watched that movie over and over again?
I used to watch it like that when I was younger too, but I hadn't seen it in like 10 years.
Yeah.
I had to check it out.
I always got to go back and watch the iRobot. Like, my favorite part is when the robots came. Hey, every time he tried to, hey man, these robots is motherfucking tripping. Hey, the robots would clean themselves up and everything, cleaned up the whole freeway. Like, man, what are you talking about? It ain't nothing out here, bro. You going crazy. You losing your mind, Will.
It was a scheduled demolition. Don't you understand?
Man, he said your soul lives many different lifetimes, so you tap into past life memories, which may sound like voices in your head. I think that thing that's in there, it don't live many lifetimes. It lives one lifetime. So it's passing through every life. But everybody that comes out begins its own it has its own destiny. It has its own so-called life. But that thing that's in there is actually a part of every life that ever existed. And it's just like watching. I don't know if it's feeding off of it or what, but it's just watching. So it's already a part of every life that's existed. And it just passes on over and over and over and over and over and over again. But I don't think that thing ever dies. There's no death for it. It doesn't know death. It don't really even know life. It's just being. And then the body comes and it does like a Ferrari does compared to a fucking Ford Mustang, or what a Bugatti does compared to a Lamborghini. Even though they are two separate bodies, they still cars. They still take gas. They still take oil. They push. They still, but it's like, I don't know. I think that's that thing that's in there, bro. I think that thing it lives within everybody and everything. And it always exists. It will always exist. It never will die. And it's not even, it's like, sometimes I feel like that shit is not even observing or even living life. It is life. It's being life. Like it's just there. It's a part of everything that happens. You feel me? And whatever's happening, that thing is just grabbing that information. It's just grabbing everything and it just saves it for the next time for the next person to come and passes it on to them. And it just goes on and on and on and on. That's that darkness. I call it the primordial ooze. He said death is like a reset for the next experience. Yeah, I think that's the dope, but that's like, when you think about it, that's the dope part about it, is because I don't know. I don't know if I will, like, it's something like a reset. But if that thing in there lasts forever, like when the body dies, the body is not that thing that's in there. So when the body go, the body is done. It's not that thing that's in there that lasts forever, that is forever, or that is eternity itself. It's not that thing. The body is something totally different from that thing. So every time a body dies, from it not being that thing, it's not resetting. It's the body. It's the body, another body coming into life and looking at life in a new way all over. It's almost like life is always renewed. Every time another person, another insect, another animal is born, it's a new life. Like, period. It's a new life all over again. Like, all over again. And I think we're going to come to that, because we was talking about it the last time, about how some people have those memories or have that energy of the other lives that was before it. like some of them be born like that. But I think that thing, bro, I don't know. That shit is crazy, bro. Because when you diving in on psychedelics and you watching that thing becomes anything. It can change. It can form into anything. It can make anything happen. It can create anything. That's why I said, damn, it's crazy how this world is compared to that in there. Because that in there, you can create your own world. In your mind, you can create and make up your own world, like what we're all doing already. But you can create up a whole different alienated world that is nothing like this world, and then we just call it a movie or a TV show, or and you can live in that place though. You can live in that place. The journey is crazy. See who was that just popped in? What's up with it, Corey? What's up with it? A God popped in. Big Chill popped in. Rico popped in.
What's up, bro?
What's up with it?
Shit, just got back from playing poker.
Oh, did you win?
Well, I gotta go play tomorrow. It's a 3-day event.
Oh, a 3-day tournament. Okay.
Yeah.
What's the pot?
I won. First place probably gonna be like 50, 60,000.
Oh man, you better get that first place and stop playing.
I won 4,500 about 8 days ago.
You better get that first place, man.
Yeah, I need it.
Go get a Bugatti. You feel me?
Send us one.
And send Theo a Ferrari.
I want a Bugatti. I don't want a Ferrari.
Oh, you want the Bugatti, huh? What's up,
Yeah.
Wild Man?
You want Hot Wheels or who else make fucking model cars?
I'll take a Traxxas over a Hot Wheels, okay? Like a Traxxas or something. Let's see, he said, you and me as people are just the soul's experience. Huh? He said a McLaren. Fuck a Bugatti. He said a McLaren, Theo. A Lotus.
That was a different time, bro.
Lotus. Yeah, some people walking around
I
thinking
want
they
an
McLarens.
airplane.
I don't want no air. I don't want shit that fly. I'm
But I would
cool.
keep it on the ground. Though.
I don't want nothing that fly. You feel me?
No, you're right. You're right.
I'm scared of heights. I'm scared of heights, okay? Not no more though. But yeah, I don't know, bro. Because the further we get away from the truth. I think we knew the truth in the beginning when it first started. But I think the more we go, the further we get away from the truth, because it's too easy to create ideas of life and just follow that. It's too easy to just follow the ideas that are already here and then add to them and make them more, more fascinating. So people, follow that. I said, dang, it shit always trip me out. I said, man, it be feeling like we everything. That's why it's so easy to believe any goddamn thing, because we everything already. So you can believe in aliens, you can believe in reptile beings, you can believe in Star Series 5, you can believe in Star Trek, you can become a Trekkie, you can become a Transformer, you can be a furry, you can be you can be a female that's a male, you can be a male that's a female, you can become any fucking thing you want these days. And the world is okay with it. You feel me? You can walk around, you can say you're a panther.
Yeah.
A Black Panther.
Not no more. Donald Trump said, not no more.
That's right. No trans in the Olympics, man. You evil demon trans AFPLJ.
Man, don't come on, Big Chill. We on YouTube. We can't do all that, bro. Chill out. Chill out.
Big no deal.
Chill out.
Exactly. Don't worry. You can do those things now.
No,
Trump's on your side.
No. We can't say that here though. We can't do that here. I'm not trying to get demoted.
No, with Trump buying YouTube too, man. YouTube got him elected.
But I'm
YouTube.
But you are right. I don't think a trans man should be in the Olympics boxing females. That is not right. That man was beating the shit out them females. That was not cool.
And he's kicking him out the army too. He's kicking him out the military, army, navy, even the space. No space cadets can be TG or whatever you want to call it. I won't say the
But
word.
I'm going. I don't like, you know, if they're in there and you know they. But I don't think that a man that transitioned into a woman should be anywhere playing the part of a woman just because they transition in the woman. Like especially if it's sports or something like that. If you walk around and you like doing some technical job or you feel me or you helping us try to get to the moon, that's different. But if we doing sports and you up there fighting women and you a grown man, like the one dude in the volleyball and shit, he like playing on the women's volleyball team, bro. Come on now.
But what about that kickboxing guy and the taekwondo guy that hurts the girl?
Yeah, that's
girl in coma, man. She's
that's battery. That's spousal abuse. That's battery and all kind of. Big Chill always come in hot. He from Canada.
we don't fight.
Big Chill always come in hot.
That Babylon stuff, we haven't kicked off on it yet, but we're gonna follow America because America's great.
And I'm not going against what Big Chill was saying. I'm just saying YouTube guidelines go against what Big Chill was saying because he was right though. But I'm just saying we can't say that. We can't say stuff like that because they get mad. They really get mad when you start going after them. They're
saying
fire
that PG stuff is a mental illness, and they're gonna put it in the Constitution soon. It's not. They're not possessed by demons. It's an illness. So don't judge them. Don't judge them.
They saying it's a mental illness now.
Yeah.
What?
We're not supposed to say that.
Not being gay, not being gay or homosexual, but wanting to change your physical thing. They're saying
your physical.
Attributed something in the brain. They actually did something in the brain where there's like a sensibility thing that's like missing there or something. It's like those flat earthers, you know, they're also mentally ill. But we're not going to talk about flat earth. Can we talk about flat earthers?
Yeah, we can talk about flat earth because we got Wild Man Ninja in the building, so he really gone.
You can bash the flat earthers, but you can't bash the clowns wearing bras. Even top 5, Toronto rapper, top 5. You know him.
What about
He's a
it?
TG because he wears a bra. He's known for being shirtless, wearing a bra. You can never ever be against.
That was a what's the name, Big Chill? That was a promo video.
That was top 5, man. He really did that back in 2018 or something. I don't know. He thought it was cool.
That was a promo
and his only
video.
one of 2 rap videos. He only did 2 rap videos. He's not even a rapper top 5. Like I'm not just because he's from Toronto. I'm not a fan of top 5. That's Drake's shooter. Supposedly Drake's an idiot for letting him speak for him, but whatever. But the kid used to be a basketball phenom in Toronto. 15, man. 16. He got like a 100-point game or something. Top 5. He was a good baller, but he's only like 5'11". But then he did some mixtape song with Pressa, got him good. But then I'm saying the second song he did, and it's it's pure auto tones, straight up, man, straight up. It's auto tones, man. But he put a bra on. He's a Muslim kid too, man. You can't do that. That's haram, man. Come on, for my Muslim demons out there, that's haram, man.
He did that. He did a lot of things. He showed up the Kodak Black concert. And to the little fashion show. He did a lot of stuff.
He bought tickets for what's that little Munchkin's name? The little dwarf rapper.
Man, you do not do that.
Something. What's his name?
You got jokes. You is not supposed to be talking about Kendrick Lamar like that, bro. Come on now.
The leader of the Lollipop Guild that wrote his song from a quote from the Dwarf movie called Willow, when Willow's talking to his son and he's saying, why they treat us like that because we're so small, we're munchkins. And then Willow says to his son, they're not like us. That's where he got it from, the Willow movie with the midget. It's really a midget movement. You got to understand. It has nothing to do with it. He's standing up for the short.
We're not gonna we're talking about psychedelics. We're not talking about little people, okay?
Everything, man. Come on. You don't think the little people are part of psychedelics?
We're not on here talking about how Drake is a pedophile.
When was the last time you saw a tall gesture?
We're not talking about how Drake is a pedo.
Hey man, if we're gonna go there, then we got to talk about Kendrick's on the PD. They Diddy, him and Bieber in the video, man. They gaying, man. He RA'd a Canadian, man. Come on,
Man,
it's out.
no. See,
Come on, this is America. We can say whatever we want.
you just
So come
making
on, you
stuff
can
up,
say.
man.
Booker,
You always pretend. What's up with it?
you know,
Wow, man.
we got to talk about. We have
What?
to talk about the telepathy tape. The telepathy tapes.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I didn't see that.
Oh my
Good.
God! You got to start watching them. It's a must listen. There is a lot of parallels with psychedelics and these autistic children. You got to listen to it. It's amazing.
Oh, that's real. Autistic kids are psychic, man. That's for real. That's the real deal, man. Most kids are, and then they push it away. But autistic children, and something about their mind, man. But their mind is different than ours, man. They're fucking geniuses. We're stupid compared to people in the spectrum. They're intelligent.
Let me tell Booger.
Go
So
ahead.
the gist of it is there's these autistic nonverbal children, and they have a telepathic connection with their mothers, and their mothers are trying to get the story out and say, yeah, like my kids can read my mind, and not only that, they have like spiritual gifts. They can like see, they can like go to different realms and can travel astrally, and they all meet up, these nonverbal autistic savants, in different
Cool.
dimensions and stuff, and they can access the Akashic records, and it's all because they're autistic and nonverbal, and so they can't talk, but their minds have this capabilities that are like psychedelic. It's insane. It's totally
Okay,
amazing.
you want me to
gotta
tell you
listen
why I
to this.
believe it? Wow, man. Because I had an
Absolutely.
experience. I was a crazy dude in the psych ward, right? And all I would do was laugh. Like I would whenever somebody would talk to me, I would laugh. And the reason I was laughing was for the simple fact that I knew that I was God. And I could see everything and understand everything, bro. It was like the craziest trip. I was like around corners hiding, just giggling to myself, but I could see everything and knew everything. So every time somebody would talk to me, it was like I was making them up and I was talking to myself. It was like the craziest thing, but I would just laugh. And like, it was like I couldn't talk or nothing like that. All I could do was just laugh at shit.
Yeah.
Like I was crazy. Which I
You
was
gotcha.
crazy.
Autistic people ain't crazy, man. They intelligent.
No,
You know,
that's
they
just. I'm
develop.
just saying that's the way we looked at it. Like back.
Well, these autistic,
Yeah, no,
these
so, man,
kids, they have
that's
a
all
connection,
mental.
and they talk about God.
And
talk
wait,
about
what is
going
it?
to these realms.
What is it called?
It's called the telepathy tapes.
Let me see.
Yeah, I heard something. I was watching a video about that, but I never heard about them meeting in other realms and the Akashic records and all that. I never
The
heard that part, but I
telepathy
heard,
tapes.
that they can communicate with each other, the nonverbal ones. My son is pretty verbal.
Oh,
He was
okay.
younger, but he broke, man. He broke through.
They
He's
talk
verbal.
about. They can talk about not just they have telepathic powers, but they have the ability to see spirits and to go and connect in higher dimensions. And they all meet up. The autistic nonverbals, they all meet up in hyperspace in like the astral realm, where they can talk to each other with telepathically, and they call it the hill. They all meet up on the hill. And the cool thing is the telepathy tapes that's narrated by this woman. Her name's Kai, and she goes and does these experiments, and the experiments they show and prove that this is not.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
That's
This
real.
is Kai
Oh.
That's
Dickens,
not
and
fake. That these kids like are literally mind reading. They can do like the experiment where they hold up a number, like a flashcard that's like got a random number or a random picture, and the kids can pick it up and they get it 100% accurate every single time. They prove it that they're not only telepathic. They have these kids that they can't talk, but they can point to a fingerboard and spell out things one letter at a time, or on an iPad they can spell, and they write poetry. They can write symphonies. They can talk and communicate with these iPads, and they say these most amazing things about God and spirits and what's it like in other dimensions, and how they have the ability to mind read, and it's completely fascinating, man.
Yeah,
You have to listen.
that's one of the things. Like when I came back, that I was thinking that the people that were on that higher spectrum, it was a part of them that was over there, and that's why they were developed the way that they were here. Because that
Yes.
other aspect of them was still over there. It didn't make it fully through to develop on this side because it was still in the other realm or whatever. Bro, that is
Right.
I gotta check that out. I gotta
Well,
watch
they
that
consider,
tonight.
yeah,
Well,
they consider themselves
Are you
light
tripped
workers
that you were in the site?
because
I tripped.
they're here to cause a paradigm shift in our collective conscious, the growth collective conscious. Because most people have been considered autistic people as being basically mentally handicapped, but they're not. They're genius.
they're
Yeah.
fucking
They're
genius.
completely competent. They're souls that are stuck in these bodies that can't move
But my
and
son
talk,
is
but they are
like 2 years
inside.
old.
Their minds
I don't
are
like to say
just as
it, but I'm
My
intelligent
son
and
is
autistic.
verbal.
competent
Yeah, I can say
No joke.
as
that.
anyone.
From 1 year old, but when he started making sounds, he was reading, bro. His math level is
Yeah.
next level. But he's a young kid, you know what I'm saying?
You going in and out,
But
Big Chill. You sound muffled.
And that the autistic kids, they say that to get this frequency, you have to be heart centered, and you have to be loving and believing, and you can't be in any negative frequency. The way they talk about it is like it all comes from the power of love and compassion, and they can their minds, they can elevate their minds like in the frequency range to control their consciousness to travel into different realms, and they can access the akashic records, and
Dang.
they talk about it. It's wild.
Yeah,
It's
that
totally
is
fascinating.
wild. That is wild.
And the telepathy tapes, it's like episode 1 and 2 and it goes like, so right now there's like 10 episodes, and each one is only like 55 minutes, less than an hour, and it's narrated by this woman, and I think she's coming out with an actual documentary that it's gonna have. Right now it's just listen to, but they're coming out with a documentary, I think,
Yeah,
because they do have
it's
a
10
website.
videos. It's 10 videos and they're about 46 to 50 minutes long each one.
Yeah. And there is a website, but if you pay like a membership fee, you can get access to the videos of like them doing the tests to these kids. And you actually see and watch them do these tests and watch the kids, the autistics, nonverbals, do the telepathy tests. And it's fucking wild. It's so cool. It gives you tingles, man. You're like, you can't deny it. Like it's totally true that these kids can do these things.
What was
And
they
then
saying
they
about
yeah
God?
yeah they talk about how like they travel and go to this realm, and it's God's house, they say, and they talk to God and talk to spirits. They can see
Oh, sound
angels and
going in
spirits.
and out.
Well, they talk about God. They talk about angels. They talk about knowing, have precognition. Like one of their friends that was a nonverbal autistic, he died, and they were all talking about it telepathically together. So like, uh, and then after death, they can connect with the spirit of these
Oh,
people,
all right. He's my
and
creator.
it's
So they
wild,
was
man.
able to still have contact with their friend that passed?
Yes, and they were able to talk to. They were, like at their funeral, they were saying, "Wow, there's so many angels in the room, and they can see them all, and all these amazing things." Like, and
Oh.
it's so wild. You have to listen to the
Like it's
tapes. They're
just
they're
their imagine. Somebody said, yeah, but I think it's just their imagination. But that's
no. You listen to
yeah,
listen to the
if they
tapes. It's
imagination,
undeniable.
if they
They prove
Imagination
it.
is power.
yeah, but if
What do you
their
think remote viewing?
imaginations is connected like that, that's the wild part. That their imaginations is actually connected.
When you see these they're autistic and they're nonverbal, and then what they do spelling board, and they point one finger to one letter and then another letter and another letter and spell out all this stuff, and they're explaining it. You wouldn't believe it, but when you see it and they write what they write and you read what they wrote, and then when they're talking to the mothers and the family members and the people that are in the relationships with these kids, they validate and show that yes, this is 100%. These kids are reading their minds. They're telepathic. That they have these abilities. It's absolutely incredible, and it's totally they prove it in the telepathy tapes. So you got to listen. It's
Yeah.
completely wild.
Yeah. I'm watching the well, I'm looking at the one that they doing the spelling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
Thanks for
they
that.
use these spelling boards.
And they got to spell left to right or right to left, left to right.
Well, they go through like the first few episodes. They talking about how it's been hard for them because no one believed when they've been at school, these kids, and they've been being treated like fucking retards. They've been being treated. They're like geniuses, but they just can't express themselves and talk.
Yeah.
But because they're like that, the teachers think they're like toddlers and treat them like like they're mentally handicapped and not going to be able to do all these
Deep
normal kid
meditation
things.
and
But
sensory development can trigger those psychological experiences.
yeah.
You know what's crazy? Because dang, my family never was like my family is trippy. Like if somebody like born with autism or like Down syndrome, they don't treat them like they got it.
Yeah,
They treat them
yeah, no,
normal.
yeah, exactly. And most people kind of think, well, they're full people inside these bodies. It's just that they don't work the same way as the rest of ours, but they are fully cognitive inside their minds, their souls. They have that. They just don't have the ability to communicate. But what they did is they invented this whole spelling board thing. Or now that kids have iPads, these nonverbal kids can type on a fucking iPad and write,
Oh
and
yeah.
now they have the ability to communicate, and they're proving to all that they're people in there. They're not mentally handicapped at all. In fact, they're more spiritually gifted than we can even imagine at this point. And they're telepathic. They can mind read, and they connect on different realms of in different dimensions with their minds.
Yeah, cause they
It's
on
fucking
both sides. They like not like a lot of people like they're not like 90% within this reality. Or they
yeah.
probably like 50-50 or 60-50 to where like most of them is still over there. Like a whole aspect of them is still over there in that other place. So they're
That's
always
one way to think
existing
of
there and here at the same time or existing everywhere. I don't know. That shit is crazy, but I believe it. I hate to say
it. Yeah.
it.
It's
Created the
amazing. I mean,
idea of
yeah,
disorder,
the first few episodes, they're talking about how once they've invented the ability to have these
Yeah.
spelling things,
He
and
said
now that they can spell.
he said it's just like when they like when you high off salvia or DMT. It's about to say like you be part ways here. You try to keep one foot in the door of this reality.
Well, there's a connection with psychedelics for sure, because we've been able to access those realms psychedelically, where these kids are just they're open, they're all the time. They have access, like the doors open to them they're just open.
Yeah.
They don't need to use any psychedelics to access it. They're already there, accessible. They do it all the time. Like that's part of just the way they are.
Yeah,
It's wild, man.
yeah,
They're
to where
recording.
they don't have to. It's like they're more trying. Like, was it saying anything about them trying to be in this reality or trying to,
Well, yeah, they're really frustrated with them. They're really frustrated that everyone thinks they're retarded. They're not.
Yeah,
Now that they have the ability to
Not a
write out these
disorder.
things with iPads and the spelling boards, they're writing all this stuff, and they're what they're getting recognized. And this lady's got this whole telepathy tapes as part of this big mass like paradigm shift that's coming out to show and communicate this and it's going to get out because now that this woman did this, she was on Joe Rogan, and Joe Rogan has a huge audience. So now the more people wake up to it and give them give this attention, our collective consciousness is going to upgrade, because there's going to be like all these belief structures that are going to be torn down, and the collective consciousness is going to now see that this is real. It's going to be a giant paradigm shift in people's belief systems about what is the truth about spirit realm, and these people do have the ability to be telepathic. It's not like It's not some
It is said some forms
it's not
of
some
autism
fake
are
thing. This is
caused
real.
by pre-birth trauma. He said it said that some forms of autism are caused by pre-birth trauma. It's more of a trait thought farther than a disorder. Yeah, because it's like at the like some of the grocery stores out here. Yeah, like they have a lot of autistic hires. Like, you know, people with certain disorders, like whether they autistic or they have Down syndrome, and they be working at the grocery store. And I
Yeah.
don't know, bro. Why did we always treat them like they were so different than us
Well, just because we couldn't communicate
since the
before.
beginning?
Now we can communicate with them. We figured out a way by using these spelling boards and iPads, and they can full on communicate now.
Yeah, to where they can basically say what's going on. They're getting all the story from them. That's gonna be an interesting watch right there. I might have to do a reaction to one of those.
Yes, do please do. It's amazing. And when you actually watch some of the clips of them, like especially listening to the lady about talking about the tests, how she went and met some of these autistic nonverbal families and did tests on them and did the whole like thing where they put blinders up and like held up a flashcard with a random number generator, and then they would ask, you know, or not the autistic child with their spelling board, you know, what number, and it would be like a number 563, and they would push 563, and you'd be like, what the fuck, how? And then they do another one, and then they'd be like 962, and they go, okay, well, here's a picture of a crocodile, and they would type out CROCADI. They would spell out crocodile, and you're like, how? They're clearly telepathic. They could immediately they prove it with these tests, and it's so wild. It gives you fucking goosebumps when you watch them. It's crazy.
He said they give you the goosebumps. So they don't even show them the crocodile, or do they show it to them and then they spell it out?
No, they're doing it like with a divider, and they'll show like the mother of the child. They're like, here's a picture. They show it to the mother, and the mother just sees the card, sees the picture, and then the kid from across the room behind the divider, the kid that's behind a divider
DNA
will type out on the board what the mother they just showed the mother, showing that the child can mind read what the mother just saw.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dang, and then Walker once said that's why I believe the Bible when it says the son behold the sins of the father, because it's passed down through lineage, aka DNA.
I don't know what you mean by that, but
he was talking about the traits get passed down through the DNA. But you know how that little connection that you have with your kids, that you know. You can obviously at times tell when something is going on with them, or they can tell when something is going on with you without even being around, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they say that we all have the ability to have these telepathy like type powers. I wouldn't call them powers, but just these abilities. It's just that
they are powers.
Savants. Sure, but these autistic savants are not savants, but they're neurodivergent, nonverbal autistic people who they've been in that like have for 20 years to learn it. They're like born with this, and it's just always like some of these kids. They ask them. The mother asks them like, "Hey, can you read my mind?" And they say yes. And they say, "How long have you been able to read minds?" They say, "Born. I can remember it since."
Yeah, since
they have the ability to say that, and now that they have these number boards, they spelling boards, they're spelling out and telling us, "I can read your mind." Straight up saying it.
Trauma. Yeah, that's wild. And like when I tell people that about psychedelics, like, you know, sometimes you can take psychedelics and you can read the person's mind that you with. They'd be like, yeah, right. That's not possible. It's like, yes, it is. It is possible.
We know the story. We know the story about Harmaline. It used to be called telepathine, because they gave people telepathic powers when they were using it. The Harmaline, in like the ayahuasca settings, when they were looking for MAOI inhibitors, and Harmaline being one of the
nice trauma experience.
The things, but they used to call it telepathine because they gave people telepathy. It opened up that.
I haven't seen that either.
You never heard that? Well, yeah, that's one of the things Terrence McKenna used to talk about it when he was talking about ayahuasca and stuff, and about this harmaline, and that it was first called telepathine because it was notable that when people were under the influence, they shared telepathy.
Kind
Yeah,
of
they could read each other's minds.
remind me of Godzilla, that first Godzilla, where he said the people here don't talk. Nobody talks. They just, they just know what to do, and it's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Some of our human makeup is genetic, and some is astral, and some spiritual. Hey, when did you come upon this, Wild Man?
I think it was just like I heard about it probably a month or two ago, but then finally the woman that made the telepathy tapes was actually on Joe Rogan, and I listen to Joe Rogan all the time, and so when she came on and I listened to her when talking about it, I was like, well, now I really, really want to listen to the actual telepathy tapes that she made, and I went and found them, and they were just free. They were like right there on YouTube. I was like, oh, sweet. And I started listening to them, and then little by little, episode 1, episode 2, I couldn't put it down. I binge watched the whole fucking 10 episodes, and I'm just blown the fuck away. And I'm like telling everyone, like, oh my god, this is big news. This is not little news. This is big news. This is huge. This is gonna make a huge tidal wave coming through I think the whole collective consciousness here soon, and I can foresee it right now.
Yeah,
it's really wild.
Hopefully, a lot of people take it into account, because I know a lot of people. Well, it's a lot of people that got autistic kids, and it's a lot of people that are autistic.
Yeah.
They don't say it. I think somebody just said, I'm autistic. I just don't say nothing.
I'm a psychonaut.
Yeah.
And yeah, and there's saying that like me as someone who's experienced like psychedelic stuff, I go, whoa, like, no, I know exactly what these kids can tap into, because that's what we need these substances to tap into, and they can just tap into it
automatically.
It's amazing. Like,
what's
like this one kid talks about.
Go ahead.
Real quick about they're talking about a library type of place, and it sounds exactly like the Akashic records that we talk about psychonautically. And when these autistic nonverbals, they go there in their minds, and if they want to learn something, they just go to the library and they pick up the book that's there with all like any author, Mark Twain or something. You just pick up one of their books, and it's like they were talking about being like a hat that they put the book like on their head, and they just absorb the knowledge, and they can read the whole book in like an instant, and then they have this knowledge. They just absorb it, like the Sorting Hat in Hogwarts. Like they stick the hat on, and it's all of a sudden they download it, all this knowledge from like this book here and this book here, or this information here, and they just absorb the information. And then they talk about it with their like the mother or something was trying to ask him like, oh, well, what where did you learn this? And they talk about the kids are like, from this book. And then it's like, well, we never read you this book, but how do you know this book? And it's because I read it in they read it in this library in this other realm. And it sounds just like that they've been accessing the Akashic records. It's like this,
and that's what
like,
man, yeah, that's fucking wow, because that's like, it lets you know that everything is just this one mind. So everything is in that space. And if you know how to access that space correctly, you can actually go and look through everything and find out anything.
Yeah. Yeah. And that realm is like the collective consciousness. It's like this whole base reality of consciousness. It's like all information
to approach the common earth. He said the earth and man has the 4 ways to approach the common earth: has north, south, east, west. Man has emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally, are the 4 ways we approach things. Yeah. He said the kid in the Matrix movie bend the spoon. What
That's right.
What did he tell Neo?
There is no spoon.
There is
it's
no
your
spoon.
Mind. It's not the spoon that bends it, but it is your mind. Yeah. It's
yeah. So do you think like after taking psychedelics for so long, you begin to develop and be able to use these abilities like without using psychedelics? You think that's a possibility?
100%. Yeah. In fact, that's where I think all of this is bubbling up together, like in collectively. Like a lot of us are in these different bubbles, and some of us are in the psychedelic bubble, and now we're seeing this data coming up from these autistic nonverbals, and it's all coming together where these people, it's all going to connect these dots where people are going to like start realizing that there's going to be this paradigm shift where their collective is going to say like this is going to be all like mainstream news. Like people are going to not be like, oh, this is what people used to consider mystical stuff. No, now it's all just going to be considered. No, everyone knows this now. Everyone has experienced this. This is like not guesswork. This is real, and people are talking about it and putting it all together now. And we can definitely access these states of. That's another thing too is DMTX. Aubrey Marcus just put out talking about the DMTX with Andrew Gallimore and all this stuff. How they're saying like, no, we've confirmed, we've made contact with entities. We can use DMT to make contact with these other realms where the frequency goes up and you vibrate out of your body and you astral project to these other realms, and they're all real. And there's entities there, and there's a whole structure with, and you can call them angels, spirits, whatever you want, ancestors. They're all that. It's everyone's perspective, all bubbling together until we're just coming to the conclusion that this is all real, and it's
yeah, that's the one that Ozo sent me. It's called Contact Encounters with the Entities in Extended State DMT Studies.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to watch the whole thing.
Yep. And that's coming out. It's all coming out.
He said, I'm pretty open-minded, but come on, a book on your head and you absorb the knowledge. Have you seen Lock and Key?
Yeah.
You remember the TV show a long time ago we was talking about Lock and Key, where they was able to unlock these doors, and it unlocked like certain abilities, and like they had one to where they opened the door to the mind, and dude took the book and threw the book inside the door, and when he closed it, he read the whole book was just in his head.
I don't know about that one, but what I know is like that's all it can definitely seem like, oh come on, that's insane, but that's where it's fucking mind blowing right now, is you're gonna realize why it's possible, because there is this realm where all this information is completely accessible, and it's timeless and it's infinite and it's all good. And they say the same things that we psychonauts talking about reincarnation and past life, that it's all going on at once. There's no like past, present, and future. It's all one, and it's all in this other realm where that's all knowledge. It's all accessible, and it's like your whole life is, and everything that's ever been created is there. And
yeah,
we're continuing, we're adding to it all the time, and it's just all there though. Like, so there's like these kids talk about like they know they can get prophetic knowledge about like when people are gonna die, and it fucking bugs with them. It's like they have it's hard because it's like, imagine being in a room full of ghosts that can't stop talking and you can't block them out because they have access to that realm. They're always being bombarded with all this noise from this other realm that's infinite. So they're always seeing spirits. They're always talking to this. They're always connected to this noisy ass realm. That's why these autistic people are they can't even like they get overwhelmed by all that noise, is what, I don't know how you call it, but just
static.
They're bombarded with they're bombarded with this like open-mindedness thing. Like we close it off and we can't hear it at all, but they can't turn it off, so it's on all the time, and it's like the opposite of the spectrum here.
Yeah, because we kind of because we practice on it. We practice on that. Don't be daydreaming. Don't be doing this. Don't be creating imaginary friends and all the little shit. We play the game, man. We play the game in the way that we was told to play it, so we can lose connection with these things. Yeah. That's dope though. I'm a binge watch that tonight. Wow, man.
Yeah, please do, because I'm still buzzing off it. It's so rad, and it's just has so much connected dots with psychedelics, and you'll be able to relate to it a lot. Like what these kids talk about, you'll be like, that's like a psychedelic thing.
He said really cool. He said you are not absorbing the info from the book. The info is in the ether.
Yeah, and when you're in the ether, everything that's like ever been written down, all experiences, it's all there, and you can just absorb it. You know, like it's like a giant library.
It's almost like you. like
Yeah.
how we say when you you enter the realm of becoming one with everything. So that thing
Yeah.
is already a part of you. You just don't know it.
Exactly. So it's like you don't need to pick up an actual book and read all the words and then process all the data. It's just information, and it's there and it's presented in a way where maybe it looks like a library to you, but or maybe it looks like a hat, like how it described this one kid. I'm just describing how this one kid was saying it. It's like a hat. He puts on the hat, and then all of a sudden, all the knowledge is just into him, downloaded. And that's what it's like going to this library where you could just it's imagine there's a future library where if you want to read a book, you don't have to read the whole book. You just pick up this thing, you put it on your head, and then bam, all that it's downloaded into you, and you just know the whole book. It's just like that. That's a thing.
That's wow.
Yeah,
That's
apparently
gonna be
so.
hard for a lot of people to believe and accept.
It is.
I can see somebody right now taping a book to their head, walking around with it for 3 days, trying to get the story. But it's crazy because, like, once you start to pay attention, none of the stories are too much any different from any other story. So it's like the stories were made from other stories that was made from other stories.
Oh, when you listen to these kids talk about it, and then they're talking about with their mothers and their relatives and all these people that like have gotten into this and have been researching it, they prove it. Like there is no doubt that these kids are telepathic and mind reading and doing these things, and their stories. Like once you see that they actually are telepathic, then you hear what they actually have to say about other things. Like one of the episodes is telepathy. Telepathy is just the tip of the iceberg. This
Yeah.
woman was like, "Oh, we just thought they were telepathic." No. They have a lot of what they call spiritual gifts, like that has all this psychedelic stuff that we can relate to, or like accessing the records, or seeing spirits, or talking to God, and just being in different dimensions, or astral projecting your mind and to another place and speaking telepathically. It's wild. It's so cool. So you definitely gotta watch.
He said, "Oh, what's name?" A Woken one said, I forgot to read this one. It's kids who are like 4 years old and can explain their past life, name and all, and place of death, and parents go to see and everything adds up. Yeah, and a lot of those I've seen a lot of those cases too. And then he said, okay, from now on, every time I would trip, I would put a book on my head.
Give it a
I'm going to put a book on my head and I'm going to see what happens.
try. Yeah, well, that's this 3 dimension. What you got to do is get out of this dimension and go and access the book in the other dimension is the thing.
Yeah, in the other realm of reality. Like, you got to step outside of this and you'll be able to see everything.
What they talk about is it comes with a lot. The frequency that you have to get to is a loving, compassionate frequency, and it's not with their minds. They say it's more with their hearts, is what they're connecting with. Is another thing that they say. It's totally amazing to hear that, you know.
Yeah, because it's the heart chakra.
The heart and the love frequency is the most is what they talk about.
It's kind of crazy because like I think that energy, bro. I think that energy, like from the heart, or evil, or the evil side, or whatever. I think it's I don't know. Sometimes I'll be feeling like it's the same thing, but depending on which one you tap into, you can make either one powerful because it's energy. But But a lot of us, have you ever seen the Akashic Records, like on any of your experiences?
I have definitely gotten to a space where I felt like I was in a library, and I didn't know what to make of it at the time. And then when we were later talking about it, it clicked, and it was like, oh, Akashic Records. And I thought, well, that must have been where I was at. So I didn't have a name for it when I was there. I was like, this isn't, oh, here's the Akashic Records, and I know what this is now. No, I experienced it, and after years of integrating and talking about it, and then hearing other people say about this place called the Akashic Records, I go, well, I guess that's what we're call this place,
Yeah.
Because like we needed a name for it, but we've all been to this place, and when you go there, you remember, like, especially at DMT, it's all fucking deja vu. We've been there. We know this place. It's only that we forget when we're in this 3D reality. It's a total 180. Like,
I'm
the
glad you
retards.
said that. I'm glad you said that because that's the one thing nobody ever says off of experience all the time. It's like it felt like it was deja vu, like I've been there before. And it's like every
Yeah.
time that's what it's like. It's just like deja vu. It's like I already know this place. That's how come when you in that place you just know what to do when you there. You don't
Yeah,
be
and it's more real than real because
yeah.
that's actual the based reality. Right now, we're in the video game, so you
We
know
we love the video game though. You know
we
that.
do. No,
We
we
love
cherish the video
we
game.
cherish
That
it.
getting to ride or getting the ticket to play this game is a huge like lotto win. It's a win. Like it's a it's
Oh
a real
yeah, they
win,
are. He said kids
and
have
that's
fewer mental psychological blocks than adults, less noise to interfere with the frequency between worlds.
for sure.
But when you like autistic and you in both worlds, like just think what that
Hmm.
feels like. Like, like the body
Right?
is in this world, but your mind is in the other world.
Yeah, and that's why the autistic they can't talk. They have these we would consider disabilities, but it's actually like they're not able to control their bodies the way we can control them, but their minds are completely open.
Yeah. They
And
could
we're the ones who have the minds that are closed off, and yay, we can use our bodies great and
and that's
and
probably
think that
why our minds is
it's
closed
so
because we're trying to
yeah.
use the 100% of our mind to control the body.
Yeah, we're trying to stay in this 3D realm, be grounded here, and but we do every night when you dream, you travel, you go out, but that's it's so funny because like we're so we're so dumb, like we're always like trying to we would consider the autistic savant to be the disabled one. Yeah, it's like we're the disabled one, and we can't actually access the things that these geniuses can with their minds or do the things with their minds that that they can with our we can't with our minds. It's
Yeah, cause
fucking wild.
in my like dang, my mom called me and was talking to me about my uncle's house. He passed away and his kids stay in the house, and she was talking to me about it. And then like I went to sleep and I had a whole dream. Like my dream, he was alive in the dream. And the dream that I had before that, all my uncles and grandfathers that passed away, they was all in the dream.
Yeah.
And it was like, it just seems normal. It doesn't seem like, like they were gone, like they were ever gone. It's like, oh, this is normal. They here and, we just doing what we usually do.
Yep.
So in
Yeah.
the aspect of reality, I wonder if that's the way it is, where nobody ever died or went anywhere.
Yeah. Well, some of these things that you hear on the telepathy tapes about what they talk about, what heaven's like, they describe it as being like, everyone's just in this other realm. They're still here and they're still doing the same things that they did here. And it's just like this realm. It's just everyone's just doing their lives in this other high dimension now, and they're still doing the same things, and they're all there. Everyone's there. It's still
Yeah.
going on. Life goes on, and it's pretty trippy. There's just we're just
It,
in different realms right now. Yeah,
it
living all
is
these.
trippy to think about,
That's
cause,
so weird.
cause
Yeah.
when you think about like death, like that, like we think that's the end all, say it all thing because the person is not here no more. But then it's like the person is still existing within you.
Yeah, and
What's
in
up,
the
Joe
next
Crow?
realm, we got all that knowledge of everyone's lives, and it's like
What's up,
you could
Joe?
just. I think just like once you get to that realm, everything is basically telepathic and psychedelic in the way that you just look at someone and you know everything about them and know their lives just as if you lived it because you did, because we are all one in that other realm. It's freaking wild. And if you want to
But
know someone's life or experience their lives, you just have to like telepathically connect with them, and boom, you got like an information a spiritual energy exchange where you just have all the information from this person's life. And then like it's like a Rick and Morty fucking what's that Bob, Life of Roy, and you
so,
just live
so
their
how
life
do
real
you?
quick.
But how do you explain like the experiences that you have that everybody that's talking to you or ever talked to you was just you talking to yourself?
Yeah. And so somehow on the other side, we create this we make this life. Like we decide what life we want. Like on the other side, what we're doing is we were deciding what we're gonna do in this life over here, and we like make this whole. You're basically you're a spirit, and you write the code, you write the character, you pick out the character, you pick out your traits, you pick out what your skin character, or your color of your eyes, the color of your hair, your parents. You pick everything out, and all the details, everything you want, you've done. It's gonna happen in your life. The things that you want to be surprised. Things are like, oh, I want these surprises. Things you don't want to know. Everything gets agreed upon, and then you have this soul contract thing, and you basically, agree to it, and then you come down and you experience all, and it's all something that you created and made an agreement, and that's something I experienced on ayahuasca, where when I was talking to the Great Spirit, God, whatever, and I was asking, what is all this, and it replied to me and said, it's you. You're the one. You
Yeah.
asked for everything. You asked for all of it. And I said, why? Why would I do that? He said, so that you can remember me.
Exact. That is crazy, because that's what Mother Ayahuasca was like. I'm looking at Mother Ayahuasca in the mirror. She's my reflection. I'm her reflection, and it's like, I'm you. You are everything. And it's like, no, I can't accept that. It's like, okay, I'm gonna show you how. And that's when I started seeing myself as all these damn shaman giving ayahuasca to people, like all throughout time and over again. And I'm like, no. But Joe Crow said, energy has been wild, no lie. I keep crying like a little schoolgirl, but things are getting good, man. It's late here, so I can't talk. Yeah, that was one of the wild parts of my journey, is like that time to where like I was so happy that it didn't matter what happened. It would bring me to tears. My own happiness of whatever was happening would just bring me to tears. And like, I was trying to work this job. I had got a good job and everything, remodeling houses, and I couldn't even work, bro. Every time I started to pick up something to start nailing or, do a demo, like I would just break out crying. To where I had to leave the job, was like, bro, I can't do this right now. You feel me? It's like,
we got everyone, the spirit. All the planets are all aligned right now. We got this whole big energetic thing that we're going through in this particular phase and juncture, or whatever. All right.
Yeah. That's what they were talking about last night. All these different things happening right now. Which is wild. It's just our energy, just doing its thing, which is a beautiful thing. Can't deny. But I have to tap into that though.
Yes, sir.
I gotta tap into that, because I'm like going, I gotta see what they saying. Cause the wild thing is like, once you start watching this kind of stuff, you just see yourself within it.
Yeah. Well, it starts resonating, and you're like, oh, this is it. I gotta.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, yeah.
You start to see your travels and everything.
It's like I used to drive really late at night, and I would listen to radio.
Yeah.
This was like listen to Bell on Coast to Coast AM radio, and that's the only place you could get people that were talking about aliens and shit, and outer and mystical shit and psychedelic shit. And I just remember clicking into that and just driving for hours, listening to that stuff, going, man, this is amazing to listen to. And every time it was on, it was like, I get excited, going, yes, finally, I get to hear the latest Psychonaut news, like shit,
Yeah.
This is up there. This is like, here we go. We got big news here. The world is going to trip on this, that these autistic nonverbals have fucking actual telepathic powers. And it's not some mumbo jumbo out of all these just black crystal believers, it's not some hippie thing. This is fucking like, no, they're talking about some shit they proved, and it's wild. You gotta see this.
Yeah, it is. Crows. Go ahead.
We all got psychic powers. Some of us don't have the veils or identities or perceptions that other people have. Some people that the veil or the connection between, the different levels you guys are speaking about is more apparent and more immediately observable.
Yeah. I think people either they were talking about, if you've had a near-death experience, sometimes that doorway, that portal is opened, and then when you come back, that stays open. And so now, like, there's one person they talk about. Her name is Becky, and she has the ability to see spirits after having like a seizure that she died from, and then she lived, but now that she had this near death experience, she was seeing spirits and being able to talk to them and connect with them, and she had some wild things to say. And I think that's it. Like, have you seen that movie where Michael J. Fox, he can see ghosts or some shit, and it's because he had a near death experience. It's in the movies. I'm telling you, man, it's funny. It's so, some people have the ability to feel the vibrations from crystals, and some people have the Reiki power skills.
That's what Crow.
People,
That's what Crow was saying. He said these women was crying at work, and it made me cry. It's like you get to take it on other people's feelings and stuff. You can feel their pain. You can feel they hurt. Levels. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. People are in tune with different frequencies, man, and different levels and different feelings of this whole spectrum that we're on here. It's so fun that some people are like, oh, Reiki's bullshit, but crystals are real, and then people like crystals like, fuck you, Reiki's fake. It's all real. It's just everyone's experiencing these different levels of perception that everyone can just have different connection, in tune with in different levels. Just people have different abilities, and that's all.
Yeah. It's like some people play basketball, some people good at football, some people good at soccer.
Yeah.
It's like no different. It's like we do the same thing. He said, infinity, and then, knee, the feedback loop. That DMT Super Saiyan tone is done with the backwards in the Latin language, like in the work to net. Damn, Crow, I wish you could come into the chat. I was in here. My girl came and said, "You talking too loud." I'm like, "Oh shoot, my bad. I forgot you trying to sleep till you go to work. I'll be here loud. I forget."
You got excited.
Yeah, I get excited. Yeah, you get like I get hella excited when we talk about certain stuff.
The
excitement of it.
I've been wanting to talk to getting on here, and I was hoping that you'd be live soon so we could just tell you about it. Yeah.
On the blue flame in the heart, in tone or in DMT. Yeah, I wish Crow would, but he said it's night over there, so yeah, I understand when it's late. But yeah, I was wondering where you was at, wow, man.
Yeah.
I don't be seeing all your posts on Facebook because I don't be on Facebook as much no more. That's where I usually see you at.
Yeah, I'm on there.
Yeah. You in Lil West.
Yep.
But, oh yeah, there go Crow right there. Now you can explain it, Crow.
Yeah. So, there's this new girl. Her channel's been going crazy. It's about plasma, right?
Yeah.
And she was talking about there's like some Latin stone, and there's like a bunch of there's like 3 or 6 words in Latin, and the middle word is tenet, just like the movie Tenet.
Yeah.
But the N is backwards, and she said in the Latin language, the backwards N is represented as infinity, na like, dude, it's like basically you're just saying n. It's the infinite in tone that the N in DMT was showing me. And I don't know if you remember me saying it was telling me the sun, like the sun is plasma. So it was saying like the sun is running on an infinite plasma loop. So it's like the
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's the tone. Because I kept saying, like, I can't remember the exact pitch, right? And that's it. It's just the N. That's it. It's the letter N. You just sing it.
Oh
Remember? And like I
yeah,
said, like
you put your
like it's,
chin into your throat in order so that you get that
yeah,
vibration.
yeah, down.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it makes the feedback loop inside your throat. And like I said, like you do it as loud as you can do it without it your voice cracking and stuff. You keep it nice and smooth, and the feedback will start vibrating your whole body, and then you'll notice the sound starts to make a like a ringing sound because your muscles, they're not fighting it anymore, they're going with it, they're vibrating with it. And then dude, your bones start vibrating with it. And you guys were just talking about Reiki. My new counselor is a Reiki master, and I was telling her about, remember, like the blue flame in the heart, and she said in Reiki there's something called the I forget how she worded it, but it was something the like the blue heart flame or something. The like the It's something like that. I could probably just Google it. Now, let me Google it. And I'm like, then I said, well, first I told her about like seeing the blue flame in the heart while I was doing like the toning. And she
Yeah.
goes, actually, in Reiki, she goes, there is something called, let me see if I can get the word. Let's see.
Exile probably though, because Exile do a
The,
lot of Reiki. Reiki.
yeah.
Yeah, I went in. You can sit with the sun's frequency, playing in a monotone. I think it's 127.26 hertz or 126.27, one of those. And yeah, my third hit of DMT, I
Nice.
went into the sun.
Ring
I was
bell.
sitting, I was sitting in the sun. The heart center is usually green, and as it moves up to the throat, it'll become blue. But there's also two triangles represented by the Anahata, or the Jewish star, the Star of David, um, tetrahedron. I think that's what it's called. But one triangle is like an inverted triangle, and one triangle kind of looks like a pyramid, and they're inverted, showing that as above, so below, or the spiritual, the higher frequencies meeting with the lower frequencies in a way.
Yeah. Okay. So I just read this and it said, the blue fire Reiki is what happens when multiple spiritual energy practices meet as one Reiki, the Japanese tradition of spiritual energy healing. And I don't know if I think it's Fury, but it's with an A, like Faery. Is that, it's not fairy, is it?
Yeah.
And Fury, a traditional form of American witchcraft. While Reiki provides a gentle way to tap into and channel energy guided by a higher spiritual awareness. While Fairy or Fury offers the use of the mystical blue fire, the sensual and ecstatic fire of will and creation used by, must be fairy
Some
witches
crazy
to
sound
empower our
as
minds.
hell. No.
But dude,
Yeah,
that
the
Call the sound
the
of
the
angels.
blue is a representative of a communicative energy. So everything's in every vibration, every ripple is in communication with everything else around it. So that's why the Indian, if you look into Indian mystic or Indian mythology, there's blue skinned beings, because it's representing a certain level of energy. Like Shiva has a
yeah,
blue throat.
but aren't some of them like their whole skin is blue? And that's was my question. It's like, are they at such a high frequency that their heart uh, toroidal field is so big they're shining literally blue? Do you get what I'm saying? And can anybody achieve that? Because that's kind of what the DMT was showing me. Like, you can do this if you want to. Like, and that's what enlightenment really means. Like it's not just a metaphor, it's like a physical, like Blue Super Saiyan in Dragon Ball Z. I don't know.
No, you're not wrong. But when that energy will rise, it will look to communicate with the energies around it and within it. This perception of kind of a difference or separation within the all. And so blue represents that communication of your intent to everything else, whether it's internal or it's vocalized or any. So does that make sense?
Yeah.
The
Oh,
throat
it's
chakra
crazy,
governs
man.
the way consciousness extends itself from one plane to another. It is the connecting principle that makes life possible. At this level, connection takes the form of communication, which happens on all levels: words, media, emotion, cells, hormone, DNA. Here, the chakra of dynamic creativity, we find that our expression and identity, both in terms of our own self-worth and within society. Through communication, we create the future, translating the higher planes to the lower. Diverging minds often have common subsets after communication is made, having a conversation about the thing. This center also helps to purify our creation. The body must obtain a certain level of purification to open. Fear, hate, anger, rage, all these things can kind of hold us back from having that clear communication. Sound, the creative aspect of the chakra, has a purifying nature, which also helps to bring things to a point or level where we see them more clearly. This is why talking about our problems helps to create solutions.
No, it's
That
not
was
the
from
sound, Christopher.
my Reiki book.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's cool. I think I've seen like a couple like kind of a Reiki session on like a TV show, but they didn't really explain anything. You just kind of see someone laying there. I don't know. But I mean it makes sense to me. And like I was saying, my counselor, there's like a couple hundred people that come through there every week, and she was saying that like everyone is saying that they've been feeling like really emotional. And then I've noticed like people who don't understand it get really angry, like really angry, and they like snap. And like, man, I can't even deal with it. I have to like walk away.
Yeah, it takes a
It's
certain
just
level
like
of balance within
yeah,
yourself not to be put off by somebody else's energy. Unless something
yeah,
dire
man.
needs, somebody's safety's in or something like that. Whatever's going on our inside is going to react to what's going on the outside. So if we keep that cool blue fire, the cool blue flame, which doesn't take a lot of energy to maintain, you can keep going through the game, no matter what scenes or scenarios come across your window pane.
Yeah. And like the game, it's like, I don't know, that just made me think of the Super Bowl because that was like perfect. And I can't believe they even let him do all that.
Why not? I
you know,
mean, it's
you know
music.
what I,
It's music, bro.
but
It's
yeah,
music.
yeah, yeah. But dude, like how many, and it was funny because like people, because I just got like a new job working in a kitchen and like the boss of the kitchen like is not really awake at all. And she was like, it was a good show, but it would have been nice to hear what he was singing because he was singing too fast. And like they didn't say anything about like the symbolism or anything. And I'm like, so then I had to like because I missed it. So I had to go back and like watch video breakdowns. And I'm
Yeah.
like, well, it kind of made sense to me. Like, I don't know.
Christopher said he said DMT and spice, mojo, Scooby Doo, synthetic weed. Is it the same? I don't think so. I don't think so. What the hell is Scooby Doo? That's a cartoon.
I
What
think
is?
it's related to morning dew.
Oh, I don't know. Mojo synthetic weed though. I'm like, who smoke? I ain't never tried no synthetic weed. But yeah, that halftime show was it was dope, and it's like crazy that you know it didn't seem like he was rapping too fast to me. It was
Yeah,
on
I don't know.
point. Hey Drake, I heard you like 'em young. Big Chill didn't like it though, Joe Crow. Big Chill didn't like it.
Well, that's
Really?
a observation that people that don't like hip hop or rap music usually make is that, oh, I can't understand what he's saying.
Yeah.
No, no, but she loves rap though. Like,
Oh,
so I don't get it. Like she's like, I really like,
I would
Lamar,
never do that. I
but uh
did you
I don't know, but
I
I
think
saw some of it.
what got me hip to Kendrick Lamar was like that one album, Good Kid, Mad City. When I heard that album, that's when I started liking Kendrick Lamar. It was like, whoa, that was like a dope album right there. And to me,
Oh, I have
like
to
to
check
ask me,
it
I
out.
don't think he had another one better than that. To me, that's to me. The other ones was good, but that album you can listen to every song and every song slap hard.
Yeah, because like what was funny, dude, like I was at work, right? And there's like high school girls coming in, and then I'm talking like blonde-haired high school girls, and they're singing to him, and I'm like, oh
Yeah,
my God,
yeah.
like that's crazy.
Look, look.
I'm like, what the
I'm
fuck?
on this side of California by Mexico, and like we took a trip to
Yeah,
the other side of California to Sacramento, and when we got there, everybody was playing the same song. Not like us. It didn't matter when we went through LA, like it didn't matter everywhere we went through California, not like us was playing through whole California. It was just the
yeah.
thing. Once that song dropped, it was a California thing. I don't know. It was the California anthem. You hear it on all the radio stations. You know, everybody was playing it and singing it.
But dude, what's going on with like this country thing? They're saying like there's like three major artists right now that are dropping a country album,
Oh
and I'm
yeah.
like, that. I
Did
mean,
you
it's like, do they really
know
need? Do they? Go
they
ahead. Go ahead.
like a lot of they get into that country music because you got to understand like a lot of the country artists now are taking rap beats and doing country music on them. So
Yeah, yeah.
it's like it's all the same.
Dang.
It's music. Like why don't they
Yeah,
integrate into each other? Like you see a lot of country like them listening to like old rap songs doing the little country dances off of them, the two-step country dance. I don't know what it's called, but you see that a lot. But did you see that the little meeting that Trump had with the one dude from over there? I don't know who his name, the Ukraine. Did you
yeah.
see that shit?
Zelensky.
Yeah.
No,
You hear,
bro. No, I didn't.
you hear
How
Trump.
was it? I
I,
I saw like videos talking about it, but I didn't watch it because didn't want to get negative vibes or nothing.
it all it kind of like I looked at it like like somebody that got jumped or is getting jumped, and then somebody saying, well, we might help you, but you got to understand that if we don't help you, it was like almost like they was like kind of bullying him to me. Like I didn't
Nah,
like
man.
it. You don't
Really?
think so?
Zelensky's a bully. The guy from Ukraine is a bully, and he's used to bullying people around, playing the victim.
Oh,
When
I
he
don't know
got up,
nothing about him.
then he started saying how Europe combined gave more than America. Trump and Lance told him, "We gave you more combined than America," and he's like, "No." He disagreed. No, no, not true. When it is true, America has given more than any other United Union in that. Then he starts to proceed to tell, "Oh, wait, you'll see when you got the oceans on both sides. Yeah, they're good now, but once you get under attack, you'll see." Like he started to say that you're vulnerable because of the two oceans. You're
Yeah.
more vulnerable than me. And Trump didn't like that. Don't you start talking about how we're going to be. Bro, He tried to threaten you guys. You guys are giving him money, power, everything. And then he tried to say y'all is punks. And the vice president, I respect him because Trump can't say too much because you're always on Trump. But then the vice president stepped in because he don't usually speak. The vice president shut up and sit there. But Trump then he's like, you're talking too loud. Just because you talk loud don't mean you're right. And Trump said, he ain't talking loud. Yo, they set up from each other. If you watch CNN, it was a bombshell. Trump did bad. If you watch Fox, Trump did great. So it's like everything else in America. 50% agreed on it, 50% disagreed. Like you watch CNN.
I don't know nothing about Zelensky. I don't know nothing about him, but like, you know, to me, and maybe it was the person that was telling the story that was creating the narrative.
See, the thing with Zelensky is he's been in business with
plot
the
twist.
For the past 12 years, he's been in business with the Bidens. And who's Trump's number one enemy? The fucking Bidens. He don't like the Bidens. And 6 months ago, Zelensky was campaigning with the Bidens, bro, saying shit against Trump. And now he's sitting with Trump, and Trump's got to give him money. Like, come on, be a man, man. Be a man.
He said Obama gave you blankets. We gave you this.
Yeah,
so you can fight back.
Trump gave him Tomahawk missiles to take down fucking the Russian helicopters, man.
But ain't your wife from Ukraine?
She's from UK.
From UK? Okay, all right.
But I got a lot of Ukrainian friends up here in Canada now because of Trump. They're not extending the Ukrainian people's citizenship. So the rest of them have till March. And then the last one extended is next year. And if Trump says we got to send them home, then we're going to send them home.
What? But I thought y'all was like mad at Trump with all the, you know, the talking about the taxes.
We also have the largest community of Ukrainians in Toronto outside of anywhere in the world outside of Ukraine. So we help Ukraine people too. And in the West Coast, in Calgary, just above you, they have the largest population of Russians outside of Russia. So Canada's divided too. Like over here, we're down with Ukraine in Ontario. But out west, we're down with the Russians. And also out here in Ontario, we don't want to become part of America. But out west in Calgary, they already have signs. Vote to be the 51st state. So Canada's divided too. We're divided too, man. Half of us like them, half of us hate them.
Big Chill, There's Peace says Zelensky first really wanted to help his country. He wanted to put an end to corruption and mafia in his country. He was really understanding about the Russian population in Ukraine.
That's true. That's true. And he would try to campaign on his Jewish heritage.
But then the CIA stepped in.
Ronald Reagan. Remember Ronald Reagan was a great star, movie star, became president. Zelensky was a movie star. He played the president. He's like their Tom Cruise.
What?
Everybody loved him. Yeah, he's a movie star first. Then he got into politics to take out illegal government and all this gangster stuff. But then who does he go with? Illegal. And before the war happened, Ukraine was the biggest phone scammers, not India, not Pakistan. They were scamming Americans and Canadians for animal scams. If you wanted an animal, $1,000 pit bull. Like a lot of shit was going on with Ukraine. Money was being washed. Then Russia said, you know, because they got minerals. They got the minerals that make the cell phone batteries. Lithium? You know lithium?
Yeah.
They got the mine. That's what Trump is talking about, the minerals. There's only so many places in the world that produces it. And that's the future. And they have it. And that's why right now, Ukraine don't own it now. Russia owns it. Russia took over that whole area. So now it isn't even Ukraine's to give away. But Trump is saying, we'll end the war, get your land back, but you got to give us the minerals.
Yeah,
you know?
so Tesla can get them and make Tesla batteries.
Yeah, not just Tesla batteries, but yeah, it's used for electrical cars. For a lot of things, true. The microchips for the quantum computer, they need it regardless. They need it. So, you know, you got to give it to us, or we're not going to give you no more money.
Man, I thought you was backing Zelensky. Big Chill, what happened?
I'm like Trump, man. You know, my alliance is to the world, not necessarily to Canada, America. I'm all about world.
But your mom don't like Trump, though. I thought.
Who
I
knows?
thought moms don't like Trump, Big Chill.
Yeah, she don't like what he did to Polinsky either. She
Yeah.
don't like him. We've seen one of his Ukrainian movies and shit. So, but she hasn't seen the vice president's movie. I said, Ma, once you see the vice president's movie, you're gonna love him too. The one where his mother's a crackhead and he's broke and all this, and everyone's pushing him down. It's a struggle, and then next thing you know, he rises up and gets into politician. His mom gets clean and all this. Like, apparently, it's on Netflix. I haven't seen it yet, man. Lance's movie,
Yeah.
but it wasn't before he was president. It was before when he was senator. People just like him. You know, he's a straight up dude, and I respect that he jumped in and told him, say, yo, listen, man, how can you talk to him? Like, because usually they don't discuss these things. Polinsky was the one who brought it up. Usually it's just handshaking. Then it was at the press conference later on they were going to talk about it, you know, but the guy from Ukraine brought it up. And, you know, and plus, how are you going to come to meet the president of the United States and you don't wear a fucking suit? You come in with a fucking V-neck. Come on, man. Come
Yeah,
on.
he came in dressed. But I don't know. He looked like if they was to have if they was to fight in that old office, he would have beat everybody up though.
Bro, come on, man. That guy's shorter than the other munchkin. He's a munchkin too, man. What do munchkin people do?
What's up, Vigo?
The guy's like 5'3", man. Come on, bro.
Oh wow. Hey, but that was a whole different perspective than what they was trying to paint, though. Big Chill. I'm glad you said that, man, because I don't know either one. I don't know none of them really, to tell the truth.
It's all about money too, right? Money and minerals. The future is all about. It's not all about.
But
gold.
when you down like that, I'm just saying, you know, that's what it seemed like to me. Like he was down and out, and they was like, bro, you look, if we don't help you, you're done. You're done.
See, he met with who did he meet with today? The guy from England or something. Now he's doing his Europe. He's going around Europe, Polanski. You know what I mean? And they're all backing him up. Everybody's still backing him up, and they're making America look like the tyrant, sort of. You know what I'm saying? Food on him and all that, but like. I wanted him to ask, like, yo, okay, where's all the money going, man? With that $1 trillion, okay, man, it only costs so much for tanks. They need to send Doge over to Ukraine and do an audit of all the money. Because, you know, Zelensky put away a couple billions. The Bidens got 10% of all the money they sent. Like, it's corruption.
Yeah.
Like, look what's going on. Elon Musk found people in the government that died. People that don't even exist. That's why he sent like 4 million emails out and only 1 million sent back, because 3 million are fake people that the government had working. Now, this could be part of to pay for black ops. So they could be going into, you know, they got to make money, right?
So, yeah,
but
right.
they're finding.
There was 20 million people that were alive in the social security system that were actually dead.
What?
Yeah, 20 million. That's why he sent emails. But a lot of people didn't respond.
20 million?
A lot of the people that didn't respond have been dead. Some people are made up, AI and virtual people, but the government is collecting millions. True, this is billions. Big money.
Dang, but 20 million though? Come on now. How they wouldn't know that?
Because their system is so old, they're still running DOS from the 80s. And most of the governments, if you listen to, I posted it, I think in the Joe Rogan and Elon Musk, it was a couple days ago, I think on Saturday. The systems are so old that they don't even communicate efficiently with each other. So you'd have to actually like remember the old school library card system? You have to go over there and actually, it's like that, bro. It's like their systems are so old that you can't just pull it up on a web browser kind of thing.
I was watching a video about that too, about Joe Rogan talking to Elon Musk about that, and he was asking him certain questions, and Elon Musk couldn't he couldn't come up with an answer for it.
No, that's not. No, he answered all the questions. You just watch. I would just advise or offer to watch it for yourself to get your own conclusions from it.
Yeah. That's what I'm gonna have to do. He said if U.S. stop helping Ukraine, U.S., European are dead. LOL. Our stupid ass country will keep sending money to Ukraine, and we will have to pay all this shit to Ukraine. Still end up losing. But I'm going 20 million, and you didn't know they was done. Like that's fucking. That's just that you can't. There's no explanation for that. You feel me? Because right now, if you think about it, people that be getting money for people that passed away right now and filing people that passed away taxes, they be getting caught. I'm tripping off DXM like Fourth Plateau. Dang. Dang, dude, Scuba. What's up with it though? Ego.
Just chilling, you know what I'm saying?
Blunt smoking. But what did you think about that interview that he had with Elon Musk, Exile?
I think it was a good interview. I've listened to all of them that they've had, all the Elon and Joe Rogan ones. I mean, I might not necessarily agree with everything that he's doing, but it's still a good listen to see where we are in society kind of thing.
Smoking. Oh, yeah.
Did you see that one response to Elon's
that's
personal
blowing,
AI
huh?
to Joe Rogan? Joe Rogan asked him a question, and the AI was like, "Are you an effing conspiracy theorist?"
What?
The AI was clowning on Rogan.
What?
Elon made a AI that's kind of unhinged.
Well, why wouldn't they do that, huh? I gotta see that one. He said it.
It's in the first 5-10 minutes of the interview.
Okay, all right, yeah, I know it's what he said. Are you a fucking conspiracy theorist? Joe Rogan should have said, "How'd you know?" Call me out fast. You feel like, damn. That's funny. Trump, U.S. telling Zelensky to be a nicer to Putin. Laugh my ass off. Yeah, like, what about that, Big Chill? Tell him to be nice to Polinsky. I mean, to Putin. It's an info war, and we're under a freaking spy ops. Man, I don't know. All that should be too much for me. It just be way too much. I like to watch it, but I don't get into it. I think it's weird because every time you watch it, if you watching somebody else tell the story of it, you just getting their outlook of it.
Yeah.
So it's like you said, you go watch the thing for yourself. Because everybody's going to play what side they want to play on it. It's going to be good to them. It's going to be bad to them. And, yeah, that shit is crazy. But I got to head out, y'all. Dang, right. It's been 2 hours. We probably come back on after a couple hours after my girl go to work. I'll probably tap back in, depending on what the kids doing. But good looking out, Exile, Shiva, Blue Flame, Big Chill, everybody else that just made it to Discord late. We've been here 2 hours. Ego.
Family matters.
Family matters. All right, y'all.
All right.
And yeah, all right, you too, man. Thanks everybody for stopping by. And Doob Scuba, man, I hope you have a dope experience out there walking the dog. I hope you walking the dog off the DXM, bro. You is a beast for that. You like just out walking the dog, smoking the blunt. You feel me? Like, dang, you a beast for that, bro. Must be funny to do mushrooms and DMT on the battlefield. You'll lose your mind out there off some mushrooms and DMT. You won't know who to kill or who to shoot. You feel me? Like, that's what they should get together. I think, putting Zelensky, Donald Trump, they should all get together and just, like, smoke a blunt or something. Just do something that's unorthodox. Not no alcohol, because, alcohol make you crazy. Get together, smoke a blunt, and then talk, all right? It'll make them see things different. The gifted one give the holler. Yeah, man. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good one, man. I'm going to try to make it back in a little bit. Thanks to everybody for joining. Thanks for the comments. As you can see, as we be talking, I try to get to all the comments because y'all was throwing out some good stuff, man. This was a beautiful live as always.